So this might go off the grid of the whole Cassandra syndrome, but I want to really talk about planning ahead. And I know that in our particular relationships and with our guys that maybe might not think ahead, maybe yours is. For my situation, we're not married, so I have to really figure out if I'm going to stay with him, what happens if he gets sick, or if I get sick, or I had a major surgery and there's no way he can take care of me and he doesn't want people to come into the house. So what do? I was just planning something today with him and how he completely forgot what the whole thing was for. And again, it's about the future. It's planning for the future. It feels like they just live in the moment, which is good to live in the moment. But if you're planning your life together, you have to live in the moment by planning your life together. That makes no sense. So I took care of my parents I took care of my dad for about 10 years. Now, it's not the caregiving you're thinking of. He was in an assisted living. I tried to get him to my home to live with me. He absolutely didn't want to go. So at least we found an assisted living for him, or I found. There was no we, it was just me. It sucked. I'm not too keen on that only child thing. I am one, and it's really hard when life stuff happens. That sibling is, well, unless you have a sibling that's a jerk. But anyway, got him into assisted living, and it was still phone calls and this and that, and it was really hard. And where am I going with this? So they didn't prepare. Literally, both my parents got sick at the crash of '08, didn't prepare, and lost everything. There were 5 homes. He had a block of buildings, and the 5 homes adds up to, I actually had 2 homes with my ex-husband. Our business failed in the crash of '08. We lost the homes, if you know the crash of '08, oh my gosh. Oh, so many people didn't survive it. I was one of them. We lost everything. So I'm taking care of them and didn't prepare, and just absolutely devastating. And so when I think, and then I get involved with this guy who wants to be very separate, and he won't marry me, and his money is his money and my money is my money, which is nothing because I've given my all to him like an idiot. Really quick, it's super rude to interrupt my wonderful, amazing video there. No, I know you're thinking it. Codependent, taking care of people, being the caregiver, trying to fix. We have different situations, and there's a lot of different avenues with codependency. And you can look it up and figure it out for yourself. I have, for my book coming out, I have a chapter. I want to unpack the word codependency, and I do that. I'm looking at the manuscript right here. It's interesting, the history of how codependency was coined. It was 1940s and 1950s, and then with Alcoholics Anonymous. In my situation, if I want to really get real about it, I was take care of me. I'm struggling. I can't survive, and it was almost like my person was the codependent, but it goes both ways. And you can correct me on this because I'm not the therapist or anything, but as much as we don't like the word, I know I didn't like the word when I heard it. It's like, I don't like to take care of him. I just needed him. Had a hard time with the crash of '08. There's a lot more to it, and it's really good to look into it and kind of, swallow your pride a little bit. But I really do believe, I don't like to put a blanket statement that says all of us are codependent or all of us have some issue that's bad about us to get guys like this. I think it affects any one of us women. We don't see from the masking in the beginning. A lot of us don't know what we're signing up for. And there's all different types of women that get in these relationships. So it just kind of makes me cringe a little bit to always look at us as there's something's wrong with us. And it's not always the case. It may be more than usual, but not always. All right, back to the original program. So I've given all to him like an idiot. Be prepared. Do what you can. If something happens, be prepared, because they may not do it. If maybe you're somebody, or maybe your guy is the one making the more money and he's autistic, maybe he's planned. Again, just think about it. If he hasn't, if you haven't, And I was in my 40s when I met him. Because I took care of my parents, I begged. It took me actually 8 years to get some legal things happening where if he gets sick, I can be his caregiver because we're not married. But if you're married, it's just kind of natural that you would take care of them. But still, do you have the money to do that? Do you have the resources? Are you able to get into his bank account if you need to? As a married couple, maybe, but maybe not. I don't know about the being married, but I know as not being married, there's no type of common law. Be prepared for the end of days with your guys and for someone to take care of you. And for my situation, very unique. I have no kids, no siblings, nobody. I have to find community. I am doing it right now at 54. I am figuring it out right now because I can think straight. Don't wait until you're 70, 80 when you really, your mind might be a little bit, not as sharp. Maybe so. People are living longer, but it is so important. And especially now, the economy is so crazy. So get those plans ready right now. I'm telling you, nobody wants to talk about when they get older or dying or who's getting money where. You need to talk about it. You really need to. It's more important nowadays than ever to think about it right now. I have 2 boxes in my closet that says, when I die, this goes to so-and-so, because is he going to give it to them? Probably not. You know what I mean? And again, I'm in a situation that's a little unique, not having family, but a lot of us who are Cassandra syndrome, let's face it, a lot of our families we've been isolated from. A lot of us, it's a hard pill to swallow. So with that, I hope this helps. I feel like just right now, sit down and figure it out. Okay, of course, do what you want. It's so important. If my parents had planned, things would have been so much different. And imagine, the years go by fast. And with them, it's more likely you need to really do the planning. I just have to say that. Maybe not, but for a lot of us will need to. All right. Take care. Whisker. Oh, so cute. What's on your whisker, buddy? You're so